Remedy Place is the first social wellness club. This is so exciting because not only are we going to show people how to integrate self-care into their normal routine, but we're going to create a whole entire social atmosphere that is temptation and toxin free that's only going to enhance your health and your social life at the same time. The common thread that I noticed was that as people transition to a healthier lifestyle, their social life started to decline. So it was really important for us when we ingrained this whole entire social club that we created a space that enhanced their social life and their health at the same time. We feel as though the epitome of health is whomever can maintain balance within their body. Remedy Place's job is just to put the body in the best state possible. Every single element of the space is just gonna give you that extra edge so that your body can do what it does best. And these things back here, these AirPods, this is a huge part of what Remedy Place is. Oxygen therapy is amazing, speeding up every healing process in the body. What we really wanna do here at Remedy Place is bring these things mainstream and make them available to everybody because everyone should be in one of these things. When you come into Remedy Place and you go in one of these AirPods, I guarantee that you will leave feeling better than you could have ever imagined.
I wanted to create something that didn't exist, not a clinic, not a spa, something very different. And I wanted to create a club centered around holistic self-care and one that would enhance your health and your social life at the same time. Because I found that most of my patients, the healthier I got them, they're like, Dr. Leary, my social life's starting to suck. I can't go out with friends. I can't go drink. I can't go eat at a restaurant. The healthier you get me, the more isolating I'm becoming. And that was a big problem. So I wanted to create a whole entire club that was temptation and toxin free and a healthy substitute for what you would normally do. So it's that wherever you would bring a date, wherever you'd have a business meeting, instead of having like a bottle of wine after work to unwind or going to a Sunday brunch, I wanted to create a natural, healthy substitution for things that you were already doing. So everything at Remedy Place, you have the option to do by yourself, but we'd rather you do it with somebody else. We have everything from hyperbaric chambers, infrared saunas, breathwork ice bath classes. So it's actually a whole entire class of a breathwork series followed by an ice bath, cryotherapy, cupping acupuncture, chiropractic, lymphatic drainage massages, vitamin IVs, vitamin injections, and then a whole entire studio to do breathwork classes, sound bath classes, meditation classes, doctor-instructed stretch mobility classes, educational classes. It also turns into a screening room, so it's like a healthy place to watch the Super Bowl, the Grammys, the Emmys, a documentary or movie, and then there's a whole entire bar lounge. But the bar and lounge doesn't serve alcohol, but our cocktails are just high doses of certain vitamins that will give you a buzz, which is kind of cool. So like you actually feel like a little buzz from just drinking like high doses of vitamins. And we just found a way that it really felt like a bar, lounge, hotel lobby-esque feel. So if you said, hey, you want to grab a drink after work, it didn't feel weird that you walked into a place that didn't look like a clinic, and it looked like where you would normally go. Instead of putting your body and filling it with toxins, like you actually filled it with nutrients. And it's just been, since the first day we opened, it just took off, and the opportunities that we've gotten and what we're about to do is insane. Every conversation that I thought I would have like in the next 3 to 4 or 5 years, we've already had. And we just opened in January. So the fact that we've only opened 2.5 months and every dream that I had for the first 5 years, we're already having those conversations it's like I said, so surreal. And everything that I wanted, it's happening so fast and people love it.
Wow. Yeah, I definitely feel your happiness and energy just through this Zoom call. But I have a serious question for you. Do you ever go home?
I'm not kidding you. I am here all day, every day. And I just bought a house right up the street so I can walk to work. I'm here all the time. And even my team, they're here on their off days. They don't go home after work. Everyone just hangs here. I'm like, go home. Like, you don't need to be here anymore. But it's there's 11 of us, like a starting team of 11, and everyone's so special, and it's like this amazing energy in the space, and it's like having a whole nother family, and it's so, I can't help not to smile because it's just, like I said, so surreal. And it is like every person that walks in, they leave feeling better, and there's not too many jobs or careers that you actually can really say that. And it's just been a beautiful journey so far.
Yeah, I've literally seen Remedy Place being mentioned everywhere. like on lamag.com, forbes.com, vogue.com. I was like, wow, that's insane. You never thought that it would ever come to that, especially within 5 years of graduating, right? It's kind of like,
Yeah.
it's insane.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
I mean, it's the dream. I mean, to have Vogue announced as like top 8 wellness destinations in the world to see in 2020,
Yeah.
and we were number 2. I was like, okay, that's the dream. I told the PR team, I'm like, all I want is just to be in Vogue. Like, if you get me a Vogue article, and that was the last day of 2019. Yeah, so it was New Year's Eve, and it released, and I was like, geez, what better way to start off 2020?
Really though. That's awesome. So you have a team of literally everything, right? Chiropractors, acupuncturists, NDs. You have like a whole holistic team. Of correct.
Yeah. It was like a whole gap that I didn't even know that I needed to fill, and it was amazing. I mean, it is so powerful, and to come into like a loving team and have that energy around you every single day, you know, I think is overlooked a lot, but there's so much room. When I'm telling you, like, I had a 6-month wait list, people, and I just kept increasing my prices. I'm like, why don't you go to a different chiropractor? I'm like, you're gonna wait 6 months, and you're gonna pay probably 5 times the price than an office. But it just shows that there's such a demand. And most of the people that I started with have never seen a chiropractor because they were scared. So it took a lot of education, and then also showing them the importance, and them feeling what I was saying, like seeing the benefits, not being in pain, that once you start opening it up to these people that never had it, they're so blown away. They think that like you're a miracle worker. Like, how did you like? And I'm like, it's so simple and foundational. Like, health and being healthy is not hard. You know, it's like, if you're sick, what are you ingesting? Because anything you're ingesting is either fueling or fighting disease. If you're in pain, something's not moving. Who are you using to get your body moving? You know, with like an adjustment, with a physio, with your trainer. And then like mental health, it's like, it's not that hard. It's so foundational. There's no magical surgery or magical drug or magical doctor that's just going to fix every one of your problems. It all, like I said before, all comes down to that individual and them taking responsibility and gaining their own health independence and learning how to be proactive. But I just can't say it enough how like this whole entire industry is so untapped, and the health and wellness industry is a multi-trillion-dollar industry, and to see a whole entire category that is so untouched, it's like having this huge open door with success just waiting for you, and then just not taking advantage of it.
Mm-hmm.
Like the whole time when I was building Remedy Place, I was just waiting for someone to open up something like it. And I'm like, oh, this is taking so long. This is so discouraging. Someone's going to do this before me. But by the time we opened, I was like, how are we the only place in the world that has done something like this? Thankfully, it's amazing that no one has. But even if there was 50 people that copied this idea, it's like, people are like, are you worried about people copying? And I tell them the same thing as like a gym. Like when gyms first started coming out, they didn't want the same gym in the same city or town. Now that in LA, there's a gym on every corner. Mm-hmm. Every single person needs this stuff. So there's no competition. It's like, do your part, work your ass off. Excuse my language if that's not appropriate. And like, just be passionate. And if you don't love health or trying to make people healthy, don't go into it. Like any profession, like you truly do have to love it. Cause I can't imagine working 100 hours a week and being like, this sucks. Like I love working, but it doesn't feel like work.
Do you have any advice or words of encouragement for current students right now?
Yeah, don't lose focus. Don't let people influence your mindset or question where you're going. No dream is too big. When I started my practice and I did my first house call with the guy that was motorcycle accident, mm-hmm. I ran into this acupuncturist that was also co-managing a patient with me. And she's like, oh, like we hit it off, went to lunch. And she's like, oh, like, what do you charge? And I was like, oh, I charge this. And she goes, what are you doing? And I was like, what do you mean, what am I doing? Because for me, I'm like, that much in an hour is so much money. She's like, you know that their massage therapists charge $100 more per hour than you, and you're a doctor. And she like whipped me right into shape. She's like, are you a doctor or are you like a personal trainer or a massage therapist? Like, she's like, you're a doctor, you're making a huge impact, and you should be not getting paid less than what a doctor makes. And it's just like, even that reset. And it was actually funny enough that when I upped my price $200 more an hour, I actually got more inquiries because they were like, oh, this is legit. But yeah.
I think that's a really important point, you know, talking about the fees, because I know, you know, directly out of graduation and then after you pass your board exams, I've seen so many, you know, doctors out there, doctors of chiropractic, and also some of our doctors of acupuncture and Chinese medicine, that they feel so weird increasing prices. And how did you like kind of sit well with that? And did you just do it, you know, this has to change and it is what it is? And how long did it take for you to be okay with that? Because I know it's a huge problem with our recent grads.
Well, that's the whole thing. It's like, where's my, you know, vulnerable, caring doctor side, and then where's my business side? But charging what you're worth should never be looked at differently, because where my pricing went only allowed me to see a specific type of individual. However, I gave back in other ways. Like, I volunteered in Peru for 2 weeks a year. I did pro bono cases. I had other doctors that I would refer out to that were affordable. It was just, I found other ways to give. And at the end of the day, it's just like, you have to realize that your time is valuable. And the thing is you are changing someone's life. And if we were getting paid the same amount as a medical doctor, like, you're actually people, you know, like, no pain med or how many prescriptions you get or how many doctor's visits you get or that $1 million back surgery, like, it's a minute cost. And yes, like, if you're a cash practice, it is out of their budget, but the long term, it's an investment on their health, and it's going to save them a lot of money down the road. And I've had people say, wow, that you are extremely expensive, but no one has ever said, I regret that, or, oh my God, I wish I never did that. So I tell them, I'm like, if you're not happy after this first treatment, I'll give you your money back. And I never had one person ever give me their money back. And I don't sell things. It's not like, I'm not here to be a salesman. I don't sell packages. I don't sell like these wellness programs. I show them the value, show them the difference, and then they dictate, you know, I mean, I give them guidance on how much I would like to see them. But, you know, people will be like, oh, you're going to be on this 4-month or 16-week wellness program. I never did that one time. And I think as long as you're not coming off salesy and your intentions are good and you are actually making a difference, like, if I was treating people and charging what I was charging and not making a difference, I would refer them out. But I never had to do that, luckily. But people understand. And living in LA is like a little bit blinded because maybe the population can afford a little bit more, but the cost of living is more. In smaller cities or smaller states, it's just make sure you're charging more than a personal trainer or a massage therapist. And if you're not, then you should really reevaluate your whole business plan, because it doesn't make sense, right?
I'm with you on that.
Yeah.
So, what are the next steps for Remedy Place?
Oh, geez, so many.
Yeah.
I mean, so Remedy Place, you know, the goal is to be in every major city around the world as the brick and mortars, but we do everything like this year. Starting last year, we had Remedy retreats. So we do 2 retreats a year all over the world. We are launching this summer our Remedy store, which is an online store for all like the physician recommended products that we sell, but we can sell anywhere. We also have Remedy Digital, which is going to be online consultations with anyone across the world with all of our healthcare professionals. We have Remedy Consulting, which is to help with either corporate wellness programs to transitioning companies healthy. I know I'm forgetting a couple off the top of my head, but yeah, I mean, supplement lines, product lines. I mean, you name it, Remedy Place is like the umbrella, and then we'll have everything from seminars to certification programs to online schooling. Like, we want to be a free educational platform. As we grow, we want to fund for alternative therapies. This year alone, I mean, we're signing one more lease now. And then we were supposed to sign 2 before Corona hit. So we're going to have 2 by the beginning of next year, but definitely one by the beginning, our second location by the beginning of next year, but 2 to 3 clubs a year, building the team, making a difference, and just continuing to push the boundaries of what we feel that was missing in the market. And then just partner and collaborate with cool people doing cool things. And I want to give the most amazing jobs to all of my employees and show them, like all of my friends on the East Coast that went to New York and work in finance, the harder they work, the more money they make, all these promotions they get. In the health and wellness industry, there's really not that. So I want to create this corporate level ranking system and promotion system so that you can make $500,000 a year as a whatever, not even as a chiropractor. Like, there's no reason why we can't build out corporations that encompass all of these things that we want to do to change healthcare and give everyone these amazing jobs. Because at the end of the day, you're only as good as your team. So you need to actually make sure that your team is like, oh, wow, I get 3 weeks vacation time and I have all these extra like bonuses. And you have to make people feel special, because now, especially in the industry, you know, people feel as though that, you know, people stay with a company for a couple of years and they leave. Like, that's generationally what's happening. So it's like, how do you keep people full time? And it's like, give people equity, give people a chance to grow, and give them an opportunity that they can't get anywhere else. Because that's collaborative as a team, like we were saying before, is what's most important.
That's awesome. So keep your mind open, don't limit yourself, and put in the work, basically, right?
Yeah.
And where can all of the viewers reach you at? What would be good handles?
So I think the best thing is like my personal Instagram is where most people find us. Even we don't do any marketing for Remedy Place, so it's really, I think my business partner does like $15 or $50 every other week on like an Instagram ad, but just to like have a presence. But we do zero marketing outside of just like word of mouth. People really find us through Instagram. So my personal page is Dr. Jonathan Leary, and then Remedy Place is Remedy Place at Remedy Place.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for taking the time. You had a lot to say, and it was all super awesome. And it was literally, like I said earlier, started from the bottom, now you're here. So I think it's definitely something that all of our students and our alums will definitely appreciate in viewing.
Amazing.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Dr. Jonathan Leary.
Well, thank you for your time as well. And yeah, anyone, like, feel free to reach out. We are looking for interns. We are, like I said, we're opening 2 to 3 clubs a year. There's a lot of huge opportunity. If you want to come in and learn, if you want to come in and have a potential career, we're just looking for the best of the best and people that really want to make a difference. And like I said, team is everything. So I'm here to help, and I'm here to, work together if that's an opportunity as well.
Awesome.